And I remember on Monday, we were Hargreave was over there and he brought up a good subject, right? I mean, cloud gaming is something that it's right now still in a really early stage, and it's true. And cell phones as of now, I mean, the other day I saw that an iPhone had a one TB card in a terabyte. Is it TB? One TB, right? 1 terabyte card in it, right? So if you got 1 terabyte of storage and you got Game Pass on your cell phone, you can just download the game and play on your cell phone. You know, so
Crazy.
really, with all this stuff going on and how Microsoft has put things out in the clear, they've done such an awesome job, right? They did. It's pretty awesome that they're giving it to everybody, and everybody who wants it, they say, here's a contract, sign it. You got 10 deals with it. So yes, they have done a really good job with it.
Crazy. Real quick.
What's up?
That's that Hargy take. Actually, I was there. I was well. I wasn't there, but I was listening to you
Yeah.
guys, and I have lots of respect for Hargy. And I get his point, but I would say on that point, on the mobile side, I actually kind of disagree on that part because basically what he stated is that cloud is going to be irrelevant because of the way technology is advancing, and that you have phones that are very capable, and probably 10 years from now you will
Yeah.
have like a 4090 inside your phone.
Hmm.
But I think you also got to take into account that one, as he stated, technology is going to keep advancing,
Yep.
but it's not only going to be advancing on his phone. Also, the PC market is going to be advancing, and they're going to have more capable. So by the time your phone can run a 4090, you know, your PC is going to have a much beefier,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, component, because at the end of the day, you have more space, you can fit more stuff there, and as long as there's demand, they're going to continue to innovate. The other thing is that you got to take into account that um, cloud is like you can reach more people as long as Of course, they're
Yeah.
waiting for that infrastructure to evolve. 5G is starting to spread everywhere,
Hmm.
and like you stated, like in the Dominican Republic, for example, right now, you guys don't have cloud.
We
You don't
don't.
have that benefit. But if cloud was there, how many people would actually use it? Because like not everyone there is capable of buying a high end phone
Yep.
to actually play these games. So even if even if there were a phone capable of downloading these games and running them natively, if you have a cheaper version of cloud, you can get to more places, more people. So in that regards, I kind of disagree with him. I get where he was going, but I
Yeah.
don't actually agree with that.
They came out and they pushed it so much as a big thing, and it was misled that cloud is such a big thing. And even Strauss Zelnick in this comment right here, he specifies the fact that like it's an extension to the primary experience. So it's like, yes, it's there, but it's not that big. It's not that substantial at this point in time. I think the thing that blows me away with this, and Hargeet, shout out to Hargeet and Gaz and those guys when they were talking about it too, is like, you know, when you look at this whole situation, like, yes, it's there. And I don't know if I fully agree with Hargeet in the fact that he had mentioned the fact that he thought that this was just going to be kind of a fad. I think cloud is going to get bigger. I think it is going to expand, and it's not going to be just a fad. But I think at this point, right, based on what we're seeing and what we're seeing as the opposition by CMA and stuff, is it's not to that point where it's competing and pulling people away from physical media or a physical console with digital media or whatever, right? Like having a plastic box in your house is still the primary way to play if you want the best visuals, the best experience. We're not to a point yet where the technology is good enough yet, as far as our streaming and stuff like that, where it's a perfectly flawless system. Which I think, it's like I agree with him on that for sure. But I also think that like that's a thing to keep in mind with this is like CMA is blowing it out of the water. Like this is a already developed thing. This is a thing that is a massive market. It's not that. It's not that at any
Yeah.
point. Like, it is an extension to what we do now. When I'm at work and I've got a few minutes on lunch break or something and I want to hang out and chill, I can jump on and I can play As Dusk Falls or whatever on Game Pass through streaming. When I come home, though, I'm not jumping onto my phone and playing it. I'm playing it on my box. And that's generally most people's situation, is it's an extension to the experience. It's not the main experience. So CMA throwing a big fit about the fact that like they're taking over and monopolizing that industry. Cloud isn't there yet. And the thing that frustrates me is like they want it to be an open and equal competition scenario, right? Let them compete. It's
Yeah.
just like what Satya Nadella was saying, right? Is like,
Hmm.
if you want competition, let us compete. They're not a big player in this situation. Yes, they have Azure. That's great. But they are not a massive player in the streaming cloud service yet. Just like Google wasn't, just like Amazon isn't. It's a very small market at this point in time. But what the CMA feels like, it feels like what they're saying is that someone can't come in there and actually like flex innovation because, God forbid, that means that they're going to end up being the market leader. How do you expect cloud streaming and stuff to innovate and start becoming a thing? Just like when we see consoles, right? We have competition and people go back and forth and fight against each other. If you don't have someone that comes in and innovates in that market, how is that space ever going to evolve? How is it going to upgrade? How are we going to benefit as consumers?
Yep.
So that's what frustrates me is like they're going off of these numbers. It feels like it's basically just handed to them on a piece of paper by Jim Ryan. And it's so frustrating because they're not going off of the actual facts of the situation at hand.